John, thank you for speaking to us today.
My pleasure.
What do you think is going to happen with Greece?
I think they're going to kick the can in the short run. I think Mrs. Merkel will get her can kicking. The problem is they're not going to solve the problem. This plan is going to be all austerity based. It's going to be recessionary. I doubt the Greeks will meet the targets because they're not going to collect the taxes. They don't really want to collect the taxes. There's no growth. There's no debt write down. So we're going to be right back dealing with this issue again, like Banquo's ghost. It will resurface in about November of this year, but everyone will be angrier, of course.
What do you think are the top three things that investors need to be aware of in the current geopolitical climate?
I think one is that we assume that things will stay as they are, all of us, and that's a huge mistake. I think that you can't inevitably kick the can on Greece, for instance. At some point, the anger, the political anger about not solving this will force action, either by the Germans or the Greeks, to deal with this issue. So don't assume that things stay the same. And Brexit is a great example. I think in November or so is the real crunch time to look for. The second issue to worry about as an investor around the world is where do we get growth? If the emerging markets are slowing down and Europe is growing at about 0 and America is only at 2% and China's looking for that soft landing, I don't see a suspect. It's like an Agatha Christie. I'm not sure who the murderer is. I don't see a suspect here who can really pick up the slack, and that's a very dangerous thing to worry about. And then the things we don't worry about, things like Southeast Asia, things about the South China Sea, the East China Sea. Will the Americans and the Chinese bump into each other? The unforeseen that we haven't thought about. That's always worth worrying about. Black swans are everywhere.
John, thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.